Hey guys, Andrew here. Figured I'd make a little short video to show you what I've been playing with here recently. I've been playing with Tactical RMM. It's actually a remote management tool for Windows computers, and that's built with Django and Vue, and it uses an agent written in Golang that integrates with mesh control. And for this, you'll need to access the GitHub. That's the wrong one, of course. It's got all the source code, information, installation steps, things like that. And it actually takes a little while to install and get going. You'll want to get you a fresh version of Ubuntu. I think I got 24 or 20.04. Yeah, that was the version I got. You'll want a fresh install of that to host this software on. But basically, what it is, I'll go ahead and show you. This allows you to have agents installed on here that you can control from base. So right now I have this controlled through a domain that I own. And why I like this is because, one, it's easier for me to keep up with everything, all the agents that I have. Say if I had, I don't know, 4 different virtual boxes, I could, I don't want to say infect, but I could install agent on all of those and have them connect here, and I could control them with that. If anyone's, familiar with networking, this will look a lot like SolarWinds, but it's basically a free version, open source version of that. And once I got it configured, set up, I've just absolutely love it. You have, obviously, this is my host computer. And you can tell down here, this is the laptops that we gave. You got all the information. You can run checks. You got different checks you can run on your computers. Tasks, install patches, the software installed, make notes. I made a note that's my host laptop. Assets, things like that. Here you can see all the commands that we can have. We can actually take control of the computer. And where I have it on my actual host, it's going to show just a bunch of, screens going back like that. But really cool feature. And I know a lot of you guys haven't messed with a lot of Black Hat stuff, but pretty much this is the closest thing you're going to get to having a botnet and a rat that's actually legal. Because good features on here, and this is what I really like about it, is you can run any script or any command from here. And with that, you have, if you go to settings, go to script manager, you have scripts already on here that come on here by default, like Windows 10 update, things like that, create BitLocker status report. But you can go to new, upload, and create your own script. And as you can see, I've done just that. I've taken the modern attack scripts, some of them. These are basically some basic scripts. This isn't anything. These are just some test things I've been running on here from the library itself. But this to me, this is the best way of doing it. Instead of having to actually get on a box and manually, open these scripts, you can do so from here. I mean, privilege escalations, the whole shebang. So there's different, there's keyloggers, a whole, Anyways, and you can make them favorites. All the scripts that I put on here and added a description, as you can see, pops up here with the description of what it is. You can add to your favorites. This is just the script itself, what it does, the type. You actually make categories too. But for now, I've got some bash files on here and stuff, but I've done mostly the scripts that I've implemented are PowerShell scripts. And the way to do that, right click, run favorite script, and these are all my favorites. So whichever one I want to run, bam, just click it on there. It's pretty nice, pretty nice. And you'll have, workstation or server. You can put servers on here too. Let me see some actual other cool features of this. Bulk script. If you had multiple agents, you could have 100 different agents on here. That's why I told you it's the closest thing you're going to get to a botnet. It's basically the same thing. Everybody connects here to your host, and you can distribute out scripts to all servers and workstations, or just, single ones, blah, blah, blah. But yeah. This is basically the same thing a rat would be set up with, but you don't have the features of, you could, I guess, if you wanted to. You could add like features to turn on webcam stuff, but we don't do that. We're not worried about black hats. I just wanted something that I could have everything connect to, and I could control it from there, my own, C2 server. Control everything there and distribute these scripts out. And that's what we've got here. So let's see. If you go to settings, for this too, you'll need to set up a domain name. You'll need to get a domain name, and you'll need to make 3 subdomains. And the first, one of those subdomains is going to be the backend, the Django backend. One of them is going to be used for the Vue front end. And the third one is going to be used for the Mesh Central. And if you've used SolarWinds or anything, you'll be familiar with Mesh Central. And you can access that actually from this client by going to Global Settings, Mesh Central. And that is my domain. That's what I set up as my third subdomain. So if we go to that, it's going to have everything here. I've disabled all my antiviruses, firewalls, Windows Defender, and everything just to test a lot of these scripts. And that's the thing too. It helps a lot because you don't have to go to each box that you want to run your scripts on and configure the firewalls, the AVs to see that, get out the input and stuff. You have it all from one place, and you can run the scripts from right here. So it basically gives me an overview of my computer. I connect to the desktop, the terminal, files. This is pretty cool. This is all of my files. So I can go in, users, cybersecurity, look at everything I've got from right here. All right. Events, more details. You've got my MAC address. You've got my public IP, the whole, whole shebang. So that's basically it for Mesh Central. Okay. So to set that up, you can get a free domain. I would suggest if you're going to do a free one, Freenom, I think it's called. Yeah, freenom.com. You'll go in here, sign in. You can get, get you a domain, blah, 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 set it up. I actually bought mine because this gives you a certificate that you have to put on here as a text file. And if you're using a free domain, it takes sometimes it could take 2 or 3 hours to update. And I'm not a patient person. So I went to Google Domains. And that is where I have it right here already open. That is where I have all my domains, and I set this all up through valornet.com. So once you get a domain, set up, pay for it. It'd be kind of the same. You'll get the gist of everything just by looking at one of these as opposed to the other side. But you go to settings or manage, whatever. You'll go to DNS. Now, in order for outside boxes that aren't on your, your LAN, I have my boxes right now that I have set up as a bridge network, so they all connect from my host connection. But if you want to implement, like send this out and get clients that aren't on your local connection, you'll need to have them connect to these 3 subdomains using your public IP address. I know you're not supposed to show your IP address, but I kind of trust you guys. Also, a lot of times, depending on your router settings, you'll need to port forward certain ports. Let's see, what ports did I use? Let's see. I'm trying to think what I did. I have to actually port forward. Okay, that's good. Odd. Anyways, in your installation from the GitHub files, it tells you what ports that you need to port forward, and you can do that through your router. It's not a big deal. But once you have it all set up, in order to see, I can control this from my host computer instead of the server that I have. I have it set up on my Ubuntu server, and I do that by going and editing my host files. You'll do that. You have to go through Windows 32. Let's see if I have it open here. Yeah. Windows System 32, drivers, etc. Host file here. You'll need to open that with a notepad. Well, that's one thing. You use Notepad to actually edit it. And you'll write it out just like this. This is actually my box's IP, not the, that my router's assigned. You'll connect that through here with the subdomains, and then you'll be able to control everything from your host computer instead of actually having to get on the box here. Which is a lot better for me, obviously, because everything runs a lot smoother on my host computer. I'm not great at these presentations, if you haven't been able to tell by now. Okay, now, so next thing we're going to talk about is Sysmon. We've got everything now. We got a way to connect all our clients together. We've got a way to distribute scripts, any type of scripts we want, commands, whatever. So the whole purpose of this is we were testing out these scripts to see how they react, the output of it, blah, blah, blah. I found Sysmon. I never even heard of it before. It's a Windows system service and driver, and once it's installed, it monitors and logs like system activity to the Windows event log. And actually, if you want to get to that, you go to Control Panel. You go to Administrative Tools. Then you'll go to Event Viewer. Application. Shoot. What did I do there? Okay, Application and Services Log. Drop that down. Go to Microsoft. Go to Windows. And then you'll come all the way down there. And this is once it's installed, by the way. This is not default on your computer or anything. This is once it's installed. And I'll show you how to get that and where to get that. But Sysmon will be under that. Basically, if we bring it up, it's just going to give me an overview of all the events that's been going on my computer here. This is good for any type of process creation, any type of network connection that goes out, changes to files, creation timestamp, anything like that. For example, if you pull up, this is great. If you pull up, say I got a shell on this box and I just got on there and I got a blinky cursor, well, what's one of the first things I'm going to do? It's, who am I? Okay. Well, on here, it's going to log that. Let me refresh it and try to find it here. Okay, no, that's Slack room files. It's literally logging everything, so you're going to have a lot of things with whatever you have open up to, it's going to throw. But, okay, here we go. It shows command whoami.exe started in our processes, so it's going to throw a log on that. This makes it easier to read here. It's going to who it come from, time. It's going to throw an MD5 hash here, and you could use this to go to VirusTotal and things, and scan this and see if it picks up on anything as a known virus signature or anything like that. It shows the parent image and the parent command line. And also it gives you a process GUID. You can use this to search through your processes through this, and it's going to show you everything that this is anything associated with this is going to be same with this same ID. So you can look it up, see exactly what all this done through your processes, way to track down everything. You can dump these files, save them. You can actually set an event, an actual task to this file. So you go through that. There's different ways of searching through it. You got the XML view if you want to break it down. This is just, friendly view. It's more, reader friendly. You got DNS queries. Let's see. Let me try. All right. Let me go back here. Let me try something. What am I doing? All right. Let's say refresh. Okay. 146 is the last log we got. Gotcha. It's 147. So let's go back and run a script. See what kind of output we get. Let's say, I don't know, let's T1055. Okay, it's going to run silently. But while it might run silently, it's still getting logged. So if we just refresh this, we've got a file creation here, or a file created. This shows tactical RM. This is me sending the command. This shows PowerShell script, PowerShell being used. What exactly it's doing, directory, it throws the hash, tactical vaccine. It's going to show you that it's going to run this file silently. Execution policy bypass. Okay, so that's one example. Let's run favorite script. Let's get keystrokes. Okay, right away, it's going to show us file created. Check that out. These are basic files. It's not the most popular of the minor attack libraries. You can actually download the whole library and things from GitHub. I've got, I don't even know how many scripts I've got. Let's see. I've just got my favorites, or the ones I've been working with I've gotten here. But if you want to look at the atomic test. No, this, I'm totally off here. Atomic red team, I'm sorry. Alright. Look at all these scripts. This is all the scripts I've got on here, and you can pull this from GitHub. And of course, you can edit it with, I think it's called PowerShell, PSI, or whatever. I use Visual Studio Code to do mine. You can take, I'm sorry. Take all this, copy it in here. You can actually make this any type of code, if you're going to do bash files, Python, whatever, when you file, save as, whatever you're working on, this has it as an extension. So, look at all the options here. So you can, whatever your poison is for programming, editing scripts, it'll have the extension. And with Tactical RMM, you can shove these commands out regardless of what they are. Okay. So with Sysmon, you can also create your own rules. I actually downloaded a configuration expansion pack. It kind of weeds out a lot of the processes that aren't really going to throw any red flags. But you'll still get a lot of that. Excuse me. You can figure your own rules if you want something to look for. I don't know. Like, who am I? You can configure that to be in there. But with this configuration file from GitHub, you can get the majority of that. And you actually download Sysmon off the Microsoft website. This is just an extension. And it'll tell you exactly how to, once you download Sysmon, you'll just update the existing configuration. So, you'll get on command prompt. Go to wherever you have Sysmon already installed, copy and paste these files that you get from the code into that file, and then run this command. and it'll update accordingly. This is Atomic Red. To get all those scripts I had, go through here, get the code. It'll run you through the install. It's pretty easy. The most difficult time you're going to have is installing Tactical RMM. Like I said, you guys obviously don't have to use this. I just think it's a really cool tool. It's something I want to use. It makes things so much more, just neater for me. So much easier, and it's just cool. Look at it. I mean, crap. How can you beat it? I'm trying to think what else. Let's see. Okay, here's an idea I have. I know that these computers have limited resources when it comes to RAM, things like that. We can't add all these distros and things that we would like to, like Security Onion. I'd really, like to get my feet wet with that. Instead of actually installing, buying all this extra RAM to install, I thought it would be better to buy a virtual private server. If it's, something like this, $60 a month, and we all have access to it, where we can have our own accounts, do our test, everything. And I mean, I could install this instead of having it, my whole network's exposed right now because I've got this directing straight to my public IP address. It's not a good thing. Be better to have it linked on a VPS or something. That way we wouldn't have to worry about it. And we could all access this. We set it up one time, there it is. And we could have all these scripts available to us for testing, things like that. And we don't have to have a desktop. I mean, they've got Windows, Linux, but we don't have to have Windows on it. But if you guys want, I know, Linux has a lot more when it comes to tools and stuff available to use. That's more compatible. But either way, it wouldn't matter to me. I think they have on here Windows Server 16, 12, and 8 or something. But yeah, I thought this would be a lot cheaper alternative, and actually, be pretty cool if we get this going. So Mark, if you're watching, that's the idea I was going to throw out to you. And I'm trying to think. Let's see, what else do I got going on? Well, like I said, I've just been testing these scripts, getting the output up, configuring them a bit, trying different things. So far, with these techniques, the Windows Defender, if you keep it upgraded, stuff will pick up on it. I know with the PowerShell commands and stuff, by default, a lot of them is going to kick back on that. But when you start getting into like Server 16 and stuff, most of these techniques are going to work there flawlessly without any detection. And there's really an AV, just scanning with signatures and stuff, viruses. As long as you edit this a bit, your scripts and whatnot, it's not going to, you're going to get by with it. So that's more, I think, where Mark's going with this, is being able to demonstrate that. And yeah, hopefully this is going the right idea of what he was looking for. But yeah, hopefully if we get I know we talked about Deja Vu, the owner of that. He was talking about maybe setting up a server for us there. I hadn't heard anything back, but if not, we could get our own virtual private server, and we could set up Security Onion or whatever we want, for $60, $70 a month. I think they're pretty cool for testing, test environments. That too, and like where I'm having to host this is using a lot of resources. You're going to need to put, which it's going to tell you on the installation, but you're going to need to put like 4 gigs of RAM to this and like 2 CPUs. I've infected myself here, but I can't, like if I wanted to do other distros and things, I have to have this open or it's not going to work. So I can't really like open up Windows Server 16 right now, start running tests on it, install it, and then control it from here or control it from here without everything locking up, because where I'm having to host here, it's using a lot of my resources. So with virtual private server, that would eliminate all of that. We could access it and, put as many installs on as many distros and servers as we want for a test environment. So, all right, guys, I'm rambled on a bunch. Like I said, I'm not good at recorded presentations, if you can't tell, but don't hold it against me. I appreciate y'all watching, and I will post the links to all this, where to get it. And if you have any questions at all with configurations and stuff, I'll try to help you the best I can. I had just a couple little hiccups myself, but to the best of my ability, I'll try to help you. Thank you.